Time for another Mark's Comic Haul, y'all. What's up, everybody? I'm Mark Walters. If you're new to this channel and you enjoy this content, please do me a favor, like and subscribe down below. I would very much appreciate that. I am trying to grow this channel and build up my subscriber base, so it would mean a lot. This is going to be a big one this week, because not only is this the new this week comics, and there's some cool stuff in here, but I actually picked up over the weekend and last week after I made my video, of course, I picked up a lot of back issues and some stuff that I missed last week, so I'm going to show you that. And there's a lot of cool stuff, and we'll get through it together. But before we get to that, there's something I want to show you guys, because this is something I found out last Friday morning, and I was going to make a video over the weekend. I would have shared it with you then, but I hope you'll indulge me. It's one of these things that it means a lot to me, because it was a real surprise. I had no idea this was coming. This is a publication called the Dallas Observer. It is a free newspaper that they hand out all over Dallas. I live in Dallas, for those of you that are unfamiliar. And I also run the Dallas Comic Show, which is kind of a smaller, much less corporate event here in Dallas, you know, kind of a Comic-Con event. You know, there is a bigger show here in Dallas. That's not me, at least not now. But my show, the Dallas Comic Show, is kind of a smaller, you know, sort of family-friendly, affordable, accessible, old-school type of comic show. Anyway, Dallas Observer is given out all over Dallas, all over different parts, suburbs of Dallas and whatnot. This is their Best of Dallas issue. This comes out once a year, every year. This particular issue, they put this out weekly, but this issue, the Best of Dallas, is once a year. And as far back as I can remember, since I've been doing conventions, because I've been involved in conventions for over 30 years now, and as far back as I can remember, I always thought it would be so cool to be listed in Best of Dallas. Now, they do list stuff like comic book stores, of course restaurants and things like that, but usually they do have like best convention or best event to go to get your nerd on, stuff like that. Usually that kind of stuff goes to like Texas Frightmare Weekend or A-Kon, or, you know, other shows that, eclectic, cool shows, and you know, that are very deserving of it. I was shocked. I had no idea. Last Friday morning, I actually heard about it first online, but Best Convention Dallas Comic Show, that is my show, and I won Best Convention in Dallas. I'm totally blown away. I, honest to God, I had no idea this was coming. This is huge for me, absolutely huge, that I would win this. And so I just want to say thanks to the Dallas Observer. My next Dallas Comic Show is coming up November 6th and 7th. I hope you guys come by and check it out. I would really, really appreciate it. We've got some cool stuff going on there. You can find out more information at DallasComicShow.com. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, because, I mean, wow. I'm humbled. I'm honored. I don't know what else to say. It's just really, really cool. Stuff like this just doesn't happen to me, and so I was really kind of blown away by it. I shouldn't say that. I've had some really cool experiences over the years. I've hosted really cool panels and things like that, but I never win awards. So that's an award, and I won it, and I just wanted to share that with you. So there you go. All right. Let's get to the new this week books, shall we? Maybe Mark's Comic Haul, y'all. One of these days we'll win, like, Best Comic Book Haul Video Show, something like that. One can dream, right? Alright, so we'll do DC, then Marvel, and then Independent. And then I'm going to show you all the other stuff I picked up. So this is probably going to be a long video. I'll try to get through it as quickly as I can. Alright, so DC... we've got Action Comics 1035. This is the Julian Tedesco cover B. I just thought it was a really nice cover. Tedesco's really killing it on these Action Comics covers. Beautiful cover. Batman versus Bigby. A Wolf in Gotham. For all you Fables fans, Bill Willingham is returning to write Brian Level is providing the artwork, and this is a Yannick Paquette cover A. I had a chance to read this. It's pretty good. This is cover B. Not sure on the art there, but pretty cool. Again, sorry about the getting a crazy glare here. Deathstroke Incorporated number 1. This is there was a cover A which I didn't think was great. There was cover B which I thought was awesome, and I grabbed a couple of these. I believe this is Mattina, Francisco Mattina. Man, I am getting really crazy glare. Okay, how about that? That's good. So there's the Mattina cover. And from what I could see, stores were selling out of that. But this is the cover that everybody's going to be going nuts over for Deathstroke Incorporated. And that's a cover C by Adam Hughes. And you've got Black Canary there looking ready to fight. Really nice cover. Love it when Adam Hughes draws fishnets. Very, very nice. One of 2 Adam Hughes covers hitting this week that you're going to want to know about. Justice League number 68. This is the cover B. I can't remember who the artist is on this one. Right there. But I can't remember who did that. Anyway, not a high-ordered book, and I just thought it was a cool cover, so I grabbed it. Alright, so that's the DC stuff. Oh, you know what? I forgot. One of the comic shops that I go to, they give away this Den of Geek magazine. So this is the latest one that they give away with the cover featuring Dune. Pretty nice magazine. And I guess I'll go ahead and show this to YouTube just because it's magazine size. It's one of the books I picked up this week. This is 10 Years to Death from Aftershock. It's a magazine format book, and this is written by Aaron Douglas. For those of you that are fans of Battlestar Galactica, Aaron Douglas played Chief on Battlestar Galactica, and so he has written a comic. And this is it, illustrated by Cliff Richards. Aaron and I are good buddies. I was really excited to see this, so pick this up. Look for it in your local comic shop. I heard some shops actually got signed versions of that, although I don't know, like, if it was like a super expensive variant or something. But I heard there are signed versions out there in some shops. Alright, Marvel Comics. Amazing Spider-Man number 74, or if you follow the legacy numbering, it is number 875. Another one of these expensive Marvel books. This is like a $10 book. This is the Peach Momoko variant. Went ahead and grabbed one of those because it looked like they were selling out of those. I guess that's a pretty nice Momoko. I'm just so tired of Peach Momoko covers. But this is a decent one, so I picked it up. Amazing Spider-Man 74, or Legacy number 875. This is the Miles Morales 10th anniversary variant. I guess I should hold it like this. Pretty cool. I've been picking up most of the Miles Morales 10th anniversary variants, and even though this was an expensive book, I figured why not. This seems to be the one that everybody's going after. This is, I can't remember the artist on this, but it's a somewhat suggestive cover, I guess you could say. Mary Jane doing Spider-Man cosplay there, and sort of suggestively shooting the webbing on Peter Parker in bed. It's kind of a risque Marvel cover when you think about it. So a lot of people seem to be going after this one. I was lucky I got one, because from what I could see, that one was selling out pretty quick. Inferno number 1. This is the Art Germ. I guess this is considered cover A, because I think it was the first cover they solicited. Anyway, it's a beautiful cover. Seems to be selling really well. There's a lot of great covers for this book. I grabbed 2 of those. This is the Jeff DeCall variant, which I thought was really, really nice. Just all that white and, yeah, very nicely done. Simple, but effective. And then the Mark Brooks wraparound, or as Comic Crypt of Castle Hills is known to say, wap-a-wound. This is, I don't know if this is cover D, E, whatever they call it, but you know what? Here. I purposely put these in bags so that you can see. Am I doing this right? Yeah, I think I'm doing it right. Okay. There we go. So yeah, Mark Brooks. Look at this. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I got a couple of those. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 30. Celebrating 10 years of Miles Morales Spider-Man. And this is featuring the new costume. I think this is just cover A. But it was selling out. I ordered 2. There was 1 left on the shelf, so I grabbed it just in case, because I don't know if this is going to end up being a hot book. I wanted to get the design variant. There was a design variant, but they had already sold out of it by the time I got there. So got a couple of those. This is the... Okay, so that was just cover A for Miles Morales Spider-Man 30. This is the Miles Morales 10th anniversary variant for Miles Morales Spider-Man number 30. Does that make sense? Featuring Spider-Gwen. It's a cool cover. And if I hadn't ordered that, I wouldn't have got it because they sold out of that. Thor number 17. This is sort of like a disappearance of Mjolnir, I think, happens in this issue. Somebody has swiped Mjolnir. Who could it be? Who could lift it? Thor number 17. This is the Todd Knock Miles Morales Spider-Man 10th anniversary variant cover. Miles and Loki. Pretty cool. Grabbed a couple of these. Seemed like it was kind of selling well. Okay, so it's not often I spec on a new book, but this was one. The second I saw this solicited, I told my shop I want multiple copies of this, and I got them. Gun Honey. This is the Final Order Cutoff variant by Adam Hughes, and as you can see, it's a hot one. Really hot variant. Almost nude, but yeah. Now, just so you know, there is a Virgin variant that you could have ordered for this, but it was an online retail variant and it sold out really fast. I tried to get my hands on one. I couldn't, so I made do with that many. Went a little crazy on it, but you know, it was a Final Order cutoff book, so if you didn't tell your local retailer to get one, they may not have ordered it. I don't know why they wouldn't order it. I mean, look at that cover. But you never know. Sometimes they don't. Oh, these got kind of misplaced. How did this happen? Black Cat number 10, the Miles Morales 10th anniversary variant. It's another Marvel book. I guess I got these out of order. Sorry about that, guys. And then this is Extreme Carnage Omega. This is the Scotty Young variant. Been picking up all these Scotty Young covers for these Extreme Carnage books. So, sorry about that. Those were meant to be in the Marvel stuff, obviously. And they got misplaced. Let me get this back in here real quick. Okay, and then the only other independent book I picked up this week was Spawn 322. This is the Todd McFarlane cover. I think this is kind of a filler issue. I read it, or kind of skimmed it, Haven't had a chance to sit down and read it page to page yet, but it looks like it's very much a filler issue. Like nothing really major happens in it. Okay, so also got Marvel previews. Always want to pick those up. Got a few more copies of the Batman Day stuff. Like, here's DC Connect featuring Batman 118. Here's Batman the World, the preview book for Batman Day. They still had some of these out, so I grabbed them because, you know, why not? Batman 0 Point Fortnite Batman Day version. And then the Batman Night Watch. I'm still not sure what this is. I don't know if this was something that they did specifically for Batman Day, or if it was like an online comic that was collected, but yeah. So I got those. Went to Boomerang Comics. They still had some of the free comic book day stuff out. So I grabbed Valiant 2021 free comic book day. The Boys free comic book day. This book is so hard to find in good condition. Every single copy I've seen, the spines are really jacked up. They're just, it's like the spines got rubbed or something, because like they just show a lot of white specks. I've managed to find a couple of decent copies, but it hadn't been easy. And then this is Blade Runner 2029 Origins, the free comic book day version. Okay, so while I was at Boomerang Comics, I picked up, they have $2, you know what, okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna save these a bit, and then I'm gonna get to, okay. Sorry guys, it's a lot of books, and I'm just trying to go in an order that I think is most interesting. Okay, so we've got, this is just kind of a mixed bag of newish stuff that I picked up, stuff that, you know, I meant to pick up that I missed, or stuff that, good lord, from like the last couple of weeks. So we got Geiger number 6. This is the cover A. For some reason I didn't grab cover A. I grabbed like cover C or something. So pick that up. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 29. This is the second print, which apparently has got some heat on it because I guess it's considered the first new costume on the cover. Defenders number 1, second printing. Again, I guess stores did not order heavily on these second prints. Avengers number 29, or I'm sorry, number 47, second print. This is the first appearance of the Winter Hulk, or She-Hulk. The whole storyline they're doing with She-Hulk, and first cover appearance, I guess. And I actually grabbed, I think it's in here, but I got an extra copy of the first printing of the, oh yeah, here it is. Got an extra copy of the first printing of number 47. So Winter Hulk appears on the last page of that book. Fantastic Four number 36, the Miles Morales 10th anniversary variant. I grabbed an extra copy of this because the initial copy I got had a little bit of a ding on it, and I wanted to get a better copy. Got another copy of Impossible Jones number 1. I showed you guys this book last week. It's a really cool book. This is cover A. The cover I showed you last week was cover B. So I grabbed cover A. X-Men Legends number 7. So there is apparently a first appearance, or I think is it 2 first appearances in this book? And this is cover B. That's a book that came out last week, but I missed it. So grabbed a couple of those. Another book that I missed that came out last week. I don't know why I missed it. I just did. Primordial Number 1 by Jeff Lemire. So if you guys like oh God, what's the, I'm blanking on the TV series that Jeff Lemire wrote the comic book to. Sweet Tooth. Yeah. Anyway, Jeff Lemire, same creator. Got a couple more copies of Sweet Paprika Number 2. This is the Stefan Sejic cover. I just love this cover, so had to go ahead and get a couple more. I have a feeling that's going to be a desirable cover. Oh, I got another copy of Fantastic Four, the Miles Morales variant. Shang-Chi Number 4, the Miles Morales 10th anniversary variant. Got another copy of that. Or actually, not another copy. Well, yeah, that was the second copy, I guess. Okay, this book I was really happy to get. This is Cold Dead War Number 1, second printing. Look at that cover. My God. And this book is hard to find. I checked several different stores. There was only one shop, and they held a copy for me, and I think I was lucky to get that. So, really happy to get that cover. If you can find one, good luck. Wasn't easy for me. Got another copy of Impossible Jones Number 1, cover B. I'm telling you guys, pick this book up. It's really good. Great artwork, cool story. And not like, cool story, bro. Kang the Conqueror Number 2. This book's got some heat on it right now, because it's got a first appearance I think a lot of people didn't see coming. And then this is Kang the Conqueror Number 2, the Stormbreakers variant, I think. I think that's the Stormbreakers variant. Got a couple copies of that. Shocked to see that they still had these on the shelf. First printings of the Me You Love in the Dark. The Scotty Young cover. And that's a cool book. If you guys haven't picked that up. Moon Knight Number 3. This book's got some heat on it now because it's the first full appearance of this guy, Hunter's Moon. Managed to get a couple copies of that. This book's hot right now. Nebula Number 1. I got this out of the back issues. They still had it at cover price. So happy to grab that. I guess I must have missed that book when it came out. Really happy to get this. I was shocked they still had it. This is Infinite Frontier Number 6. The 1 in 25 Puppeteer Lee variant cover featuring Darkseid. Look at that cover. The price they had on this was low enough to where I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take it. Plus I got a discount on it because it's a store I usually shop at, and so I was very happy to get that cover. That's a hot book right now too, because I guess hardly anybody ordered that. Okay, so Boomerang Comics in Louisville. They have dollar boxes where everything that's in the boxes is about newer stuff, back issues, you name it. So I got some of that stuff, and then I got they have $2 boxes also, and so you're gonna see, yeah, okay, these are dollar books. Strikeforce Moratori Number 1. This was just a beautiful copy of this book. It's a really cool book. It's one of those New Universe comics. And all of those New Universe comics are worthless, but, you know, it's a cool book. Scott Williams did the inks. I'm trying to remember who wrote it. I can't remember who wrote it off the top of my head. Anyway, this is a really cool book if you've never seen it. And it's kind of a hard book to find in good shape because of the black cover. So they had that for $1. It looked like it had never been touched, so I figured why not. This was an interesting book. It's a book I was not familiar with. It's called Vessel, I guess is how you say it. Like vessel, but Vessel. and it's an Image comic book from a few years back, and the artwork is really cool in this book. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, and they actually did have other issues of it, but they didn't have like all of them. They had like, I think 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. So if I like this, I'm going to go back and grab the other ones, but I wanted to give it a chance to read first. And then I'm curious if you guys know why I picked this up. This is Youngblood number 4. Now, Youngblood number 2 has got some heat on it right now because it's the first appearance of Prophet, and apparently there is some Prophet stuff on the way. Youngblood number 3 is the first appearance of Supreme, so people are picking that book up on spec, but no one's looking at this right now. You guys know what this is? Everybody thinks that Pitt makes his first appearance in Pitt number 1. But apparently when Youngblood number 4 was coming out, I guess they were running behind, and Rob needed some filler for Youngblood number 4. So if you go to the back of the book, there's like 4 pages of letters, 2 pages of ads, and then 9 pages of Pitt. First appearance of Pitt. I'll show you a couple more of the pages. Final page. But yeah, that's a book that no one's paying any attention to right now. So if you can find it, and you should be able to find it because there's plenty of them out there. Youngblood number 4. Got this one for $1. Okay, this is from their $2 boxes. So they have $2 boxes. They have a ton of $2 boxes, and I only managed to go through a couple of them. I did not. I actually went through the last one first, which was like the W's and the X's, and then I went through the first couple, which were like the Avengers and stuff like that. So here's what I got. Aquaman number 2, first appearance of, what is it, Trench King, first cameo of Dr. Stephen Shen. Just a cool book to have. This book had some heat on it for a while because they were going to make that Trench movie. This is Aquaman number 3, first full appearance of Dr. Stephen Shen. These are books that you can usually find for cheap, but for $2 I couldn't pass them up. This is Aquaman number 17. This is the first brief cameo appearance of the Dead King Atlan, and the first appearance of, was it Merc? Sorry. First appearance of Merc. And then this is Aquaman. Oh, I got these out of order. Dang it. Sorry. Okay, this is Aquaman number 7. First team appearance of the Others. The Secret of the Others. And then I was supposed to show you 17. And then Aquaman 18, which is the first full cameo appearance of the Dead King. You guys are probably familiar with the next issue, number 19, which has the Dead King on the cover. And that's the first full appearance. This is the first full cameo appearance of the Dead King. It's a book that nobody seems to talk about. I don't know why. So this is Avengers number 2. First team appearance of the Builders. You've seen me show this on recent hauls, but the most important reason that you want to grab this book, if you can, is in this issue, Shang-Chi is asked to join the Avengers. Now, if you guys have seen Shang-Chi, I'm hoping that you have by now, there's a post-credit scene that very much indicates that's what's going on, is that he's been asked, they're going to ask him to join the Avengers. Well, that happens in this issue. This is one of those kind of under-the-radar issues, and it's from a series that you can usually find pretty cheap in back-issue boxes. I've got a couple I've got one copy of this already. I managed to grab 2 more for $2 a piece. This is Avengers number 3. There's a lot of stuff going on here. First full appearance of the fourth Captain Universe, Tamara DeVoe. First full appearance of the Slasher. First appearance of Night Mask, who is the first humanoid created by Ex Nihilo. And Night Mask is kind of an update of the New Universe character. But a lot of first stuff going on in Avengers number 3. And again, I'm telling you, these books are cheap. You can pick them up for next to nothing right now. So if you find them, grab them. No one's really paying attention to them. Origin of Hyperion. This is Avengers number 4. And then, happy to get these. I always like picking up classic Wolverine stuff. So this is Wolverine number 57. The death of Mariko Yoshida, who was Wolverine's fiance. This is a book you can pick up pretty cheap right now. It's a nice sort of minor key. I never see this book for more than a couple of bucks. So when I saw this copy for $2, looks pretty perfect. I figured, why not? Wolverine number 60. This is the first full appearance of Kestrel, also known as John Wraith, who was a test subject of Weapon X. Another one of those kind of minor key books that doesn't go for a lot of money. And then this is Wolverine number 64, the death of Silver Fox, killed by Sabretooth in this issue. So some minor key issues of Wolverine there, kind of fun, for $2 a pop. Then I went to Louisville Comics. We're about to wrap up. This is it, folks. And I picked up some fun little gems. I think all of these together, I want to say were like $30. I can't remember what the total price was. All right, so we got New Avengers number 4, which of course is the first Maria Hill. It's always a nice kind of a minor key to pick up. New Avengers number 35, just a classic, you know, Wolverine Venomized cover by Lineal Francis Yu. Nice book to have. Avengers number 227. This is, I believe, the second appearance of Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel, and I believe the first time that she joins the Avengers, I think, in this issue. This is a nice minor key you can pick up pretty cheap right now, usually. This I thought was really cool. I've never had this issue, and it's probably not worth a lot of money. I think it goes for like $10 if you can find it. But there was the original What If series, and then there was a series 2 for What If. And series 2 actually did have some pretty cool stuff. And this is What If Wolverine battled Conan the Barbarian. And this is the first time that Wolverine and Conan meet. So I thought it was a cool What If book. And I didn't have it. I've never had it. I don't know what this is. I did some research on it, and the best I could find out is I think it might be a book that was released by Toy Biz. It is a reprint of Captain America number 109, which features the origin of Captain America. It looks exactly like the real thing. It's got the price and everything still on there, 12 cents. But it's a reprint, and it was apparently released in 2002. Now, I would usually say, oh, well, this is just one of those Marvel Legend figure, you know, like when they were doing the figures with the comic book reprints inside. But I don't think that's what this is. I think this might be something else. So if anybody knows, post it down below, let me know. Last but not least, I already had one copy of this book. Very happy to get another one. This is Captain America 208. First appearance of Arnhem Zola. And nice kind of minor key that you can usually pick up pretty cheap right about now. I would grab this if you can find it. Good book to have. Alright folks, there you go. That is all the stuff I got. That's everything I've picked up in the last week since my last video. So new this week stuff, you know, some recent back issues, and just some fun goofy stuff. Again, I just want to say huge thanks to the fine folks at the Dallas Observer for picking Dallas Comic Show for their Best of Dallas 2021 issue. What an incredible honor. I just can't get over that. Really, really cool. I hope you guys have been finding stuff that you've been looking for and picking up some great deals. I'm always trying to look for cool videos to watch, so I appreciate everybody that keeps posting good stuff. Shout outs to Spidey Fan. He posted a recent haul that he got from a convention, and he name dropped me in there, and I appreciate it. He was at my last show. I'm hoping I'll see him at the next show. Comic Crypt to Castle Hills, Mr. Rigor Mortis 86. God, who else? Free Energy, of course, one of my regulars. Sean Hogan, Ian Hunter. Who am I forgetting? I have a terrible memory. Plus, I'm recording this at like 5 in the morning. For more information on me, Mark Walters, you can go to bigfanboy.com, or you can find out more about me at DallasComicShow.com. That is my event that I talked about that was in the Dallas Observer. Dallas Comic Show is coming back November 6th and 7th. Go to DallasComicShow.com for more information. You can check out my movie review podcast, which is The Big Film Show. Go to BigFilmShow.com. We're a little behind right now. We haven't recorded a new episode, but we're going to try to work on that maybe this weekend. Also, guys, I did want to tell you there's 2 movies I want to tell you about that I saw. I saw No Time to Die, which doesn't come out until next week, the newest James Bond movie, the 25th James Bond movie, Daniel Craig's final James Bond movie, and I hate to tell you this, it's not very good. It's got a lot of problems, and it's way too long. It's 2 hours and 43 minutes long. It did not need to be that long. I also saw Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and it is a mess. Just awful. It is so messy. Like, I kind of liked the first one for what it was, because it felt like a throwback to like a 1990s superhero movie. This one is just terrible. So, a couple of disappointments there. Sorry to see that happen. But if you want to read my full review about No Time to Die, you can do that at bigfanboy.com. I've posted a very lengthy review, and I've avoided all the major spoilers, because believe me, there are some big ones. I haven't had a chance to post a review for Venom yet, but I'll probably put that up at bigfanboy.com this weekend. But yeah, a couple of the new movies that are coming out, sorry to say, if you were looking forward to them, please set your expectations low, because I'm a huge James Bond fan, and I was so let down with what they delivered in No Time to Die. They've had like 2 years to work on that movie, too. I don't know why they couldn't make it better. All right, guys, that's it. I'm Mark Walters with Mark's Comic Hall. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you on the next episode. Everybody take care.